Hello, welcome to the premiere. I decided I would do another premiere after my meditation week. I don't know if anybody saw that. Obviously a number of people did because I got a number of views, but also some lovely comments. I did a meditation every single week last week because I'm fully aware people are at home. People don't know what to do with themselves, some people. And also for those that have always sort of wanted to try meditation but never really found the time, I think now you've got the time. So I decided it'd be a nice thing to do just to settle and calm everybody and do a meditation every single week. I have numbered them 1 to 5, obviously. 3 and 5. If you're not overly interested but you're sort of curious, go and have a look at number 3 and number 5. Number 3 is a healing meditation, a deep relaxing meditation followed by healing. So 3 and 5, that's Wednesday and Thursday of last week. So I hope that everybody's well and following the government guidelines and the expert guidelines and all the rest of it. Whether we like it or not, I think we have to do this to protect the National Health Service and to protect doctors and nurses. We have to do it, it's as simple as that. My little tiny rant, it's not even a rant really, I'm just exacerbated. I don't understand what's wrong with people, I really don't. We've been in lockdown in the UK, we've been in lockdown for the last sort of 3 or 4 days, and I believe it's working to a degree, so that's great. My friend phoned me up last night and she said, guess what, 10 past 9 it was, guess what I've just seen? No idea. So the group of teenagers walking past my house. So I thought, that's a bloody noise out there, and stood up at the kitchen window, looked out, and a group of teenagers all close together. One boy, there was, she says 11 or 12 boys, something like that, and 2 girls. So probably up to about 12 to 15 children. And one of the boys was cuddling one of the girls, and she was sort of screaming, being silly and what have you, you know. But a huge group of kids wandering the sort of streets at 9 o'clock at night. Where are the parents? What are the parents thinking? If you can't keep your children in, what sort of a parent are you? Just explain it's a silent killer. You have to stay in. The police will fine mum and dad, not the child. They will fine mum and dad. They're now saying that the fines are unlimited. Unlimited. So you let your children out. If you're that stupid or you can't control your child or whatever, and the fine you get could be £10,000, it could be £25,000. Choice is yours, but they are endangering people. Please don't let your children out. Teach them. Explain. Very, very simple. Please. Okay, cheers. I know some people just don't get it for some unknown reason. It's so funny really, I mean I feel a bit sorry for people, but I'm on Facebook and they've seen Boris's speech and all the rest of it, and within the hour somebody said, so am I allowed to open my windows? And somebody else said, can I go and peg the washing out in the garden? Of course you can. Didn't you watch the speech? Yes, you watched it, but you didn't take it in. You didn't understand it. And this is the problem we've got. If adults are not understanding that yes, they can go out if they need to get medication or essential shopping. They can go out for about an hour a day for exercise, as long as they're kind of on their own. Or if there's 2 of you, keep a distance. But if they don't understand that, how the hell can they teach their children what to be doing? Anyway, apart from all that, I do hope everybody's okay. I've got, I haven't even unwrapped it. Can you read that or not? Probably not. Through the cellophane. Anyway, you know it is by this, don't you, really? So this is Leonard Cohen's last ever album. I believe it was done by his son. His son put it all together, but the vocals and a lot of the melodies and everything was done at the same time as the album You Want It Darker, which is my favourite ever Leonard Cohen album. And I've heard a few tracks from this. I haven't undone this yet. I only got it yesterday and I was busy. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. And on the back of that, I've ordered 2 DVDs of Leonard Cohen as well. So I've got a few things to do if and when. So yesterday it was a busy day work-wise for me really, but I finished my work, so that was nice. About 2 o'clock in the afternoon I finished and I went out and I started to paint or stain my fence panels. And they look really good, I must admit. I only did 2. I was a bit knackered, but I only did 2. I'm going to do maybe 2 a day and do that over the next 2 or 3 weeks. It'll be done. But it's looking really good. And it's a beautiful day now, absolutely lovely. And I just thought I'd make this short-ish sort of intro to the premiere while we're sat here having a Slurpee or a fag. Let's have a fag. So yeah, we'll have a fag and a Slurpee, do a little chat for a few minutes, and then I think I'm going to go and spend an hour, it's only 9:30, go and spend an hour out there. I've been out early today with Bodie to play BALL, and I spoke to one of my neighbours that I haven't seen for a while. She's been poorly, she's much, much better now, which is great, and she was out with her dog, and she was on that footpath and I was on this footpath, so we have the entire road between us. We don't have any traffic here normally anyway, but there's no traffic, I've noticed, none. Very, very peaceful, lovely. So that was really nice. We had a chat all the way down. I say all the way, it's not far to go and play BALL, but you know, we just walked slowly and we had a nice chat and that was really good. So yeah, I went out early to do that because I want to, well, I've got some energy. I really want to do some more of the staining of the fence panels. I must have another, I've probably got 20 fence panels to do and 2 sheds. So 2 or 3 weeks. It's a funny old time, isn't it? For everybody now, you know, with all the shops shut and everybody staying in, apart from bloody teenagers. Everybody should be staying in, if at all possible. I mean, he did make it clear, didn't he? You know, he said, go out for your shopping. I can't remember the word he used, but I mean, it doesn't mean go out 7 days a week to get your shopping. I'm not planning on going out for about 5 or 6 weeks. I think I've got enough food now for about 5 weeks. So I'm not planning on going anywhere much, really. I have seen some lovely things on Facebook and I've seen some stupid things on Facebook, but some of the lovely things is some of the mums teaching the kids. I think that's lovely. As you know, I'm not a fan of education. Well, I'm not a fan of schools. That's what I'm not a fan of. I think schools is a babysitting service. You send your kids there and they program your kids into believing things that are not quite right and sometimes a downright lie. And what they want is every child to be exactly the same and come out and to think and feel and be the same. Come out and start looking for work and paying taxes, and that's their life. This little plasma lighter, I think it cost £4, £5 off of eBay, and I plugged it in. It's a USB plasma lighter. Plugged it in to the USB once for about 20 minutes, and that was 4 or 5 weeks ago now, and I've used it hundreds of times. Great. So no gas, no nothing. So me letting the fag go out. The reason why I mention it is because it's just about to die, I think. So you've got to fill your days now, and fill your days in the best way possible. And that is the reason why I made those meditation videos, is I just thought it would give people a different take on their life, really, you know, and to also bring people down to a nice, calm, gentle, peaceful level, because there's a lot of fear-mongering. Whatever you're doing, you know, I don't have a television, but if you watch television, the news, it must be absolutely full. It must be full of coronavirus. It must be. And it's going all over the Facebook, all over everything. I'm getting emails left, right and centre from ridiculous emails. Absolutely ridiculous. Got one from my home insurance the other day, and said, please don't worry, you know, about coronavirus. We're doing all we possibly can. However, some of the staff now are working from home, so if you need us, it is the same phone number, so don't worry. Well, I wasn't worried anyway. If I have an accident or whatever, I would just phone the same numbers and somebody would pick up. Why send me that email? It's kind of fear-mongering. It's silly. Listen to me belly. Can't get this one to go, you know. Bloody smoking. I think there's a lot you can do with the kids and what have you, you know. Yes, you can go outside. Yes, you can go and sit in the garden. You know, your kids can go and play in the garden. You can go out for a walk, you know, as long as you're a bit distant from each other and all the rest of it. You know, you can go for a cycle ride or a walk, things like that. As long as you're not out all day. Oh, that's the other thing, isn't it? Some idiots were saying, so I can go out for a walk. Great, that means I'm going to walk from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. It doesn't mean that. When he said you can go out for a run or for a cycle, what he's meaning is, what do you normally do? What is your normal form of exercise? Well, you find with most people, their normal form of exercise is sitting on their arse watching telly, and suddenly there's lockdown and they're dusting push bikes off, you know. And all these kids going out and about, normally they're stuck indoors on their Xboxes or their phones. There's lockdown and they're suddenly all out meeting up with their mates. But I think on the whole, most people are doing what they should be doing, so that's nice. However, I got a real bugbear, and you can look at this yourself. Go on to live flights and have a look and see the flights that are coming into the UK. And just recently, last couple of days, flights from Iran, from Italy and from China. Do it yourself, go and have a look. You'll be amazed at how many flights. So we're staying indoors. We're trying to keep children indoors. We go shopping wearing a mask and goggles and gloves. We're not seeing our friends, our family. And flights are coming in, left, right and centre. And those people, there's no checks done. Those people land, they get on the tube, they disperse around the country quite happily. That's got to be stopped. Absolutely ridiculous. I know Boris Johnson's doing it in dribs and drabs, little bits of this, little bits of that, and nobody took it seriously, because he's saying, oh, exercise is good for you, but really you should stay in, although you could go out and I don't know what to do, you know. And that's what he's saying. Absolutely ridiculous. Until the other day when he literally said lockdown. He won't say the words, but he was saying, you know, all essential shops and what have you. He should just say, you know, there is a lockdown in the country. You can go out for medication, you can go out for shops, essential shopping only, just occasionally, and you can go out for an hour a day exercise if you need to, if you must, whatever. And apart from that, put police and military on the streets and we'll put an end to all this sodden about that people are doing. You know, if you want to be firm over it, be firm over it. But number one, stop the flights coming in. Then we'll take it seriously. No, I can't get this going. No, it's because I didn't have enough puff to lick it down when I got back. We really enjoyed it this morning. Lovely and warm. Lovely. Just playing ball. Just nice and quiet, nice and peaceful. For me, the lockdown doesn't affect me a great deal because, well, in fact, it doesn't affect me. As you know, I'm very reclusive. I do my own thing. I'm more than happy with my own company. Got no problem doing any of that. So I just continue as normal. I'm very fortunate and very blessed because I work from home, so my income hasn't been affected. My work rate hasn't changed at all. That's coming in fairly regular, so I do that fairly regular. So that doesn't impact in my life. The only thing I suppose that would impact in my life, I can't perhaps go to where I'd like to go to. Can't go down the beach, it's too far. You're supposed to be exercising within reason, not driving and then go and exercise. You know, and although it's not too far, the drive there and back is really not on, I suppose. So that's sort of impacted in my life, only gently. Because we live in a tiny village and because we're adults, we can actually go out half a dozen times a day. Who's ever going to know? There's nobody ever going to know. You know, and you can say, oh, hang on, you're telling parents to keep their children in, but you're going out half a dozen times a day. Well, I haven't said that, and I'm not going out half a dozen times myself, but you can do in a little village. If you're an adult, you can take your dog out 3 or 4 or 10 times a day. You're not going to meet anybody. You're not going to harm anybody. You're not causing any problem to anybody. We don't have the police here, so you can do whatever you like within reason. But you can't hang around in gangs, whether you're bloody adults or kids or whatever. So it's going to be an awkward time. It's going to be a difficult time. You're going to have in 9 months' time lots of babies born, definitely, and you're going to have also at the end of the year you're going to have a number of divorces. I'd imagine you're going to have people put back together that are married in very separate lives. They've got separate friends, separate hobbies, separate interests. They work separately. They only come together for an hour in the evening. Suddenly now they're both at home 24/7 for, he's saying it's a number of weeks, but I think it's a number of months really. I've said before, schools won't go back until September, so I don't think this lockdown, I think it'll be about 4 months. So we got March, April, May, June. I think he'll lift it the end of June. Actually, I might keep it till July, mightn't he, and lift it then. So we got August, that you start building up the economy, you know, going on holiday and spending money in the country and what have you, before the kids then go back to school in September. So I think it'll be lifted for August, definitely, but probably June, July and August, maybe. Who knows, we just see what happens. But it's up to people what happens, not up to the government. It's up to people to remain indoors, keep away from people, distance yourself. Once that's done and they start to notice a difference, then things can change, but they won't change all the time that people are not adhering to the rules. So we've got things to look forward to eventually, haven't we? You know, We, as a little close, I think I said this in a video actually, I don't know, but we in a little close, we're going to have a barbecue over on the green. There's a green right in front of me, and there's only 6 bungalows, so we're all going to have a great big barbecue, start it in the afternoon and go into the evening, and that'd be lovely. Once it's all over and done and dusted, that'd be good. But we're doing okay here. We're very, very fortunate and very, very lucky. We're lucky that everybody's nice. We've spoken to everybody. I spoke to my friend who was ill. I just mentioned that. She was with her dog today. We kept our distance. But I said, if you need anything at all, you got my number, text me. I can come over and leave it on your doorstep. And she said exactly the same for you, Bri. So that's really nice. I spoke to my neighbour yesterday, that side of me, and said exactly the same. If you run out of something, give me a shout. I don't know if I've got it, but give me a shout. And she said, likewise, you do exactly the same. So we will get by in this little close. You know, one thing I don't think anybody managed to get in the last week or so before the lockdown was toilet rolls. And we will all start running out of toilet rolls. But then maybe this lockdown will enable the shops to get their stock in. Let's hope so anyway. But I do know the couple next door to me there and the couple next door to me there, both of them are not going to go out for about 4 weeks. Both of them said we got at least a month's worth of shopping, which is great. And I think the same, at least 4 or 5 weeks. And the lady that I walked with this morning, I said, when do you think you'll need to go shopping? And she said, we're already short on some stuff, but we're going to make do amend. We're not going, certainly for a number of weeks. Certainly not. And she said, I'll let you know when we do go. And if you don't feel up to going, you don't want to go, let me know and I'll see what I can get for you. So that's nice. So even if I am running low and if I feel unwell or I can't go for whatever reason or don't want to go, I've got somebody that will perhaps pick some bits up for me. She did say her daughter works up the road and literally comes on the main road back home. And she said she can pick up some bits and bobs for her and just leave on her doorstep. So that's another option really. But we've just got to play it by ear, haven't we? But I made 2 videos about what to do in self-isolation. So if you're stuck for ideas, I mean you shouldn't be really, but if you are stuck for ideas, you know, all the obvious, isn't it? Watch a film or read a book or whatever. Or if you're into meditation or you'd like to get into meditation, go and watch one of my videos. As I say, the Wednesday and the Friday, 3 and 5 probably are the best 2. If you'd like me to do any more meditation videos, let me know. That would be great. If you want a copy of my book, I think there's about 20 on eBay, because now you've got the time to read it. So order one and I'll post it as soon as I can. If you want a piece of art, I've got an art sale. Actually, the last pieces are up on the sale now. Thursday the 26th they went up. So go and have a look at my art sale if you want. But apparently we've got a couple of weeks of nice weather, which is fairly typical. People having to stay indoors and then suddenly the weather's quite nice. So it's a bit frustrating, I know, that people want to go out and about and do things and what have you, but you can do whatever you're doing being sensible, you know, and you can certainly go and sit in the garden and chill. That's the other thing, isn't it? You can have a chat with your neighbour, which I have done over the last couple of days. We keep our distance, but I stand in my garden, she stands in her garden, and we have a bit of a chinwag, which is nice. And if you are feeling totally alone, you know, I've said before, one of the most important things is to remain in contact with people. So text or phone or email, or you can Facebook message, whatever. Nowadays there's things like WhatsApp and Skype and TeamViewer, and there's lots of different things that people can be in contact with people. I don't think you need to be alone. unless of course either you haven't got the internet or you don't have a mobile phone or you're elderly and don't really understand how all that works. I spoke to one of my neighbours the other day and down the road, and she said her daughter has taught her how to use Skype. And she said, we did it the other day and I managed to see my either grandson or granddaughter, I don't know what she's got. And she said, that was really lovely. She said, we're going to try again later. She said, I don't know if I'll be able to use it. I said, if you've done it once, chances are you'll be able to do it another time. But if not, phone your daughter and get her to talk you through it again. But do that every night this week. And I said, by the weekend, you'll be an expert. So that's a lovely way of remaining in contact with people. Okay, so that's the first little bit of the Premier Dan, bit of a moan and stuff like that, I know really, but I just wish people would do as they're told. The lockdown is down to us how long it's going to be. It really is. And that's individually down to us. Okay, take care and we'll be back shortly. Cheers. Be well. Be really well. Ta-da. Hello. Hello again. So, in this little video, I'm just going to show you some pieces of art that I've done. I don't know when they're going to be up really, but we'll put them up at some stage. Just while we have a chat. Just a couple of things if you're not aware of it. If your car or your vehicle is starting to run out of MOT, there's an MOT amnesty. The government have basically suspended MOTs, so you can do your research on that, go to Google or whatever. Vehicle MOTs suspended for 6 months, so if it's running out today, you've got 6 months to sort it out. So these will be up, as I say, at some stage. Now I've also seen on the news that Prince Charles has got coronavirus. It amazes me that they decided to test the royal family. They can't get testing for other people. No, I love this one. I know it's mad and I know it's crazy. I love it. Yeah, it seems it's one rule for one and one rule for another, but then that's how things are really. When we live in like a class society, which we do, we can deny it and pretend that we don't, but we do. So we just see what happens with that. By the time you get this, we'll probably be putting this up Sunday. At the moment I'm making this, it's Wednesday. Yeah, yes, Wednesday. Also, Google COVID-19, COVID-19, my area, and you'll find some support groups and what have you. If you are running low on food and things like that, or you need medication brought to you, there are lots and lots of support groups springing up. I've been, this morning, I've been kind of promoting them all over the place, different groups and different bits and bobs. So there are people out there to help you. And also I said to a friend of mine today, she sent me a message, who's starting to get low on food, who's not in the best of health. And I said to her to contact your friends and your neighbours and just see if anybody's going. Because if somebody's going, they won't mind just picking you up something. So yeah, these are going to be up whenever really. I'm not quite sure when to put them up because at the moment, I know obviously a lot of people have been laid off of work. So perhaps people have got no money until such things happen. The other thing is the DWP are getting another, I think it's 1,000 staff or something to deal with exactly that, you know, exactly that situation. You get laid off, you can't afford your rent and things like that. So there is help. There is help out there. Just got to do a little bit of research yourself and you will find it. Love this one. I absolutely love this one. It's a glorious day today, absolutely beautiful. And I'm having my Slurpee, so cheers, as I remind myself. I'm just going to go and do a couple more fence panels. Piping hot it is out there. And my neighbours that side, believe it or not, they've got their deck chairs out, they've got their feet up, and they're chilling out under Mr. Solarface. How glorious is that? Vitamin D is a good source. You know, we need that, and we've got it. And my neighbour that side came back from shopping. I was out there doing a bit of painting, and we did all the pleasantries, and he said we went to the supermarket, got a few bits, then we was going to go to the park and let the dog off the lead for a few minutes. When we got there, there was a police van and a police car. There's students from the university all gathered, sat around in like a sort of semicircle, about 20 or 30 of them. You're only allowed 2 people. Is a crowd now in the UK, 2 people, and 2 people at your distance. 2 metre rule. 2 metre rule. Love this. Love the blue in this. So I've been busy with my art really. I never ever stop doing my art. Well, I do. Well, I sleep sometimes. I have a shower. You know what I mean? I'm always doing some art. I'm either thinking of it, I'm doodling, I'm scribbling along, I'm working on backgrounds or different things. This one's a bit crazy. I don't think it's finished yet, but it's a bit crazy. Believe it or not, they're sort of alien type people. What do you reckon? So there you go. So I've been working on all that. Anyway, so I do hope that everybody's healthy and what have you. Sadly, I saw a video today. I follow a couple on YouTube. They live on a narrowboat. I believe their names are Fran and Rich has got the coronavirus and he looks absolutely awful. So many blessings. If you ever see this, many blessings, Rich. Sending you love and healing and everything else. So, well, that's it for this little bit. We'll be back another day. Well, you'll see it in a second, but just going to finish with Slurpee. I want to just go out and just crack on and do another couple of fence panels, really. While the weather's beautiful, you might as well take full advantage of it. So if you can get outside into your garden, go and sit out there. Do it for an hour a day, every day. One thing with the coronavirus, or in fact any virus and any flu bug and what have you, is vitamin C and vitamin D. Both very important in the system. Really important. So if you can, if you've got a garden or if you've got a balcony, try and get some sun on your skin for an hour per day. Okay, look after yourselves, take care, and I will be back, well, in a minute for you, but I'll be back. Be well. Ta-da. Hello. Here we are again. I've got a little bit of a red face. Glorious weather. So we've been out in it, making the absolute most of it. Okay, so we're going to have a little chat now, but I want to talk about what you focus on grows, and I've mentioned that in other videos. What you focus on grows. Let me just move that camera. I don't like it being there. So what I mean by that is quite simple. Obviously, we all know what's going on at the moment. So if you watch the news and you watch it over and over and over again, and that's where your attention is, and you go on Facebook and you see all the stuff on there, and obviously people are rightly so, they're worried, they're concerned. You can feed off of their negativity and their sort of just their worries and their concerns and things like that. And then you buy the newspaper and you read all that. So everything that you've focused on, wherever your attention went, that will grow. It's as simple as that. That will grow. You have a chat with all your neighbours and they're all down and worried and frightened. You focus on that. That's where your attention is. So you're focusing on something that will grow. So I think it's a good idea if you can to... I'm just out of the shower, got an itchy nose. I think it's a good idea if you can, is to pull away from that. I've said this before as well, but pull away from that just every now and then. Today, I haven't been on Facebook and I haven't turned my phone on yet. 2:35 in the afternoon. Obviously I don't buy a newspaper, I don't listen to the radio normally, no television. Today is a wonderful day, today is a good day. I'm fully aware of what's going on because I saw yesterday that stuff was going on, and I'll probably see it tomorrow that stuff is going on. However, for today, for now, although I know it's going on, it's not impacting in my life greatly. Today I've chosen to focus on nice things, happy things, whatever. A bit of a me day. So we went out bright and early, played the usual, had a chat with two of my neighbours, one down at the field, we kept our distance. On the way back, another neighbour that I haven't seen since February, she said, so I haven't seen her for a month. And the last time I saw her, she was just going off on holiday. So I said, how was your holiday? And we had a nice chat, kept our distance. So that was really good. Came back, I'm all talked out really, because I came back and my neighbours that side were in the garden. So I had a chat with them for about an hour, something like that. Came in, made a Slurpee, took it outside, and mate your boy that side called me. He wanted to know, do I have any rubber gloves, vinyl gloves, which I do. I have 500. I bought them, I don't know, December or January, prior to all of this stuff going on. And I use them for various things really, you know, so nothing to do with the virus, but I did mention just the other day to him about shopping trolleys and things, you know, be very careful if you can get some rubber gloves. They're now self-isolating, as well, to the best of their ability. They've got to go shopping. But he said I couldn't borrow couldn't buy a couple of gloves off you, could I? Those latex gloves. I said, you can have some. I got 500, I got a box, you know. So I took it out and I said, just dip your hand in there, you know, take what you need. I don't know how many he took, but I said, you know, if you run short, give me a shout. And I've ordered another box through anyway, so that'll be in a few days. But it's been absolutely lovely because, number one, it's been piping hot today. I'm making this now, currently, and this is a Thursday afternoon. Today, here in Dorset, it's been piping hot. Piping hot. And we've all been out in the garden. Those two are in their shorts, either side of me. I've cleaned my windows today. I've hoovered up, I've washed up, I've had a tidy round, and I decided I'd go and clean outside. But I didn't have a t-shirt on, so I was out there with my tits wobbling away in the wind, and it was absolutely wonderful, glorious, really, really lovely. So I've got a lovely clean, well, just a nice clean house. Everything's clean, I'm all clean, I've got fresh bedding on for tonight and all the rest of it, so it's absolutely lovely. And tonight I'm going to have a takeaway. I haven't had a takeaway now for, I think it's either 2.5 or 3 weeks, something like that. As you know, I normally have one a week. I treat myself. I haven't had them for a couple of reasons. I'm getting too fat. That's number one, probably. Although I'm not really bothered about that. Number two is, for some reason, I didn't think they were open. I thought with all this, they would be lumped in with the shops that weren't essential. But apparently they are open, and you can order on Just Eat or Hungry Horse or Deliveroo, however you order. So they are open. So if you can afford it, treat yourself. So my day today, rather than being negative, rather than being full of stuff, what I'm focusing on, which will grow, is a lot of nice things. I've had a lot of nice communication today, lots of chats. Yeah, okay, we've spoken a little bit about this coronavirus, of course we have. However, the conversation soon moves on and we talk about various different things, different aspects of life and things like that. So it's been really, really good. Lots of company, lots of communication, a few laughs and all the rest of it. So it's been a really good day today. As I say, being out with Bodes nice and early. The house is tidy, I'm tidy, and I feel gentle and peaceful. So just remember that what you focus on grows. It's as simple as that. Now, I had a phone call yesterday talking about what you focus on grows. I had a phone call, just one of my mates. While I'm at here, actually, thank you very much to Lindsay, to Lisa, to Marianne, John, Jules, Gary, Vicky, Deborah. God, so many, hang on. I'm sure I've forgotten people. Did I say John? Paula? Thank you to all them and more who have contacted me this week. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Some were emails, some were text messages, and some were phone calls. And I really do appreciate it. It's absolutely lovely of you. Just phoning to say, everything all right? Just checking in. And that's lovely. And I've also done that with some of them, but also with other people. So again, that's an important thing. I keep saying that in these videos. Try, just think, you must have a friend out there. You must have somebody. Must be somebody out there. Anyway, so I got a phone call from a mate of mine, and he said, I'm pissed off already, bloody stuck indoors. And I said, if you change just one word, it can change your whole demeanour, your whole reason for being, really. And instead of stuck indoors, instead of stuck, use the word safe. Here I am, safe indoors. Surely that's a better way of looking at it. And instead of saying I'm bloody trapped indoors, I'm safely indoors. And you can use that on anything, can't you, really? Anything at all. But, we are doing this for a reason. Every minute you spend safe indoors is a minute you haven't got to spend in the hospital. And if you stand apart from people, if you stand 6 feet apart from people, the less likely you are to be 6 foot under people. That's what will happen. Don't know if you can read that. There we go. Can you read it or not? There you go. Okay, so what you focus on grows. And that's what I said to him. I said, you need to change the way you look at it. We're not stuck indoors. And the other thing of looking at this, you may never get this time again. You may never get a chance like this in the rest of your life. Those with children at home, you may never get the chance. You're always busy, aren't you, at work? You may never get this chance again. You're waking up now, making breakfast for the kids, spending the day with the kids, chatting, reading stories, watching telly, doing whatever you're doing, sitting in the garden, making a den, taking a few photos. And then evening comes and you've had a little bit of supper or whatever, and you tuck them up in bed, maybe with a bed night story. How wonderful is that? And if that's not you and you're alone, again, you may never get this chance ever again. You don't need to set an alarm. Don't bother. Your first morning Slurpee. Put your dressing gown on, or a coat if it's a bit nippy. Go and sit outside. Your first morning Slurpee. Take your time. No rush. Where are you going to go? You may never get this chance again. It could be an amazing time, couldn't it? For you, for me, for everybody. And do the things that you've been meaning to do. Oh, you've been meaning to read that book. Now's the time. Open that page. If you've been learning, or you wanted to learn an instrument, now's the time. If you've got the instrument at home, start a new interest, a new hobby, learn something, a new skill. If you are interested in meditation, those 5 videos that I made, try and watch number 3, which was Wednesday, and number 5, which was Friday. Number 3, Wednesday, was a deep relaxing meditation followed by some healing. I teach you how to heal. Watch that. And 5, the meditation was about boosting the immune system, which we all need. Postman's here in a minute. He's just going over there, and then he'll come over here. So there'll be some barking. Cheers. Well, before the barking, I think I'll end this video now, and come back when I can think of some more, just to sort of finish off. I might give you a little treat. I might play me singing bowls, or my Indian flutes, maybe. Whatever. We're not out and about. We're indoors. We're self-isolating, but we are safe indoors. We're not stuck indoors. We're safe indoors. And as I say, you may never get this chance again to read that book, to, I don't know, whatever, to learn to meditate, to do whatever. Take some photographs of some flowers in your garden, and then spend an hour adapting them on something on the computer. Change all the hues and you know, whatever. Have you got some pens, pencils, art stuff? Do a painting. Show me what you've done. Put it on the Ramblings of Bry on Facebook. Let me have a look. Oh, here's the postman now. Oh, I should have turned it off. Oh, good. He's got me a DVD. A DVD and a CD. Thank you, Bode. Bode, thank you. I've ordered myself, that's very apt actually, that, isn't it, really? I've ordered myself a couple of DVDs, and I've ordered 5 DVDs and 3 CDs, and I think I've got them all now, or more or less all. So plenty to keep myself active and what have you. At the moment it's Thursday and it's lovely and warm, but I've been told that Saturday and Sunday isn't going to be very nice, but then the following week it comes nice again. So let's hope, let's hope that's the case. Although we can't really go out and about, and I would love to be in the woods, I'd love to go down the beach and all the rest of it. Can't be happening at the moment, so that's absolutely fine. But if we all obey these rules and this sort of program that we're working towards, if we all do that, then the less amount of time of this we're gonna be faced with, I think, really. I spoke to my nephew's son. I call him my nephew. He's not really. What would he be? My nephew's son. Would he be my great nephew? I don't know. He's a great nephew. He's a good lad. He's now 16. Christ almighty, he's a man. He put a picture, he don't use Facebook really, but he put a picture of him and his girlfriend. I didn't know he had one, but he put a picture of him and his girlfriend up. So I thought I'd phone him and say congratulations and are you happy and all that sort of stuff, you know. First relationships are lovely, aren't they? So anyway, I phoned him and went to voicemail. So I phoned him again later, I went to voicemail. So I texted him and he texted back and said, oh, I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, I'll speak to you a bit later. And I said, yeah, all right. So at 8 o'clock at night, this is about 10 o'clock in the morning, so about 8 o'clock at night I phoned him and went to voicemail. So I sent him another text. I said, have you finished talking to her? And he came back and said, nearly. Anyway, a couple of minutes later he texted and he said, I'm free now. So I phoned him and I said, you honestly been on that phone all the time? He said, oh yeah. Bless him. So I thought, that's cool. And we had about 5 minutes chat. And I heard some noise in the background, beeping. I said, what's that beeping? He said, oh, it's my girlfriend trying to get through. I said, really? You've only been 5 minutes? I said, all right, mate, I fully understand. And I said, I love you and I want you to be safe and be well. And I'll leave you now so you can talk to your girlfriend. It's more important to me for him to talk to his girlfriend than it is to be chatting to me. But it's only a 2-month relationship, bless him, and they've just started to get serious, and then suddenly they can't see each other. They can't go in each other's houses, obviously, that's one of the things. You can't have a family member in your house who doesn't live with you, for obvious reasons, you know, and especially if you've got children or grandchildren, or, you know, in my case, Ollie's only 16. You don't want anything bad to happen. And we lost somebody aged 21 today. Yesterday in the UK, a young girl, 21, apparently fit and healthy, and she died of this. But kids are getting a bad rap over not staying in and going out and things like that, and rightly so, if that's the case, you know, and sometimes it is. But Ollie was very, very sensible. And I said, I'm so sorry, I said to hear that you can't see her. And he said, well, it's just for the time being, you know, it's one of those things beyond our control, and that's that. But of course, nowadays, you've got Skype and email and phone and text, and it goes on, doesn't it? So you can still see somebody, sort of, although not in a physical way. But I said to him, if you look back, move the calendar on 10 years. So in 10 years, you'll look back and you'll think, my God, in 2020, I had to stay in for whatever, 4 months. I had to stay in for 4 months. It's going to seem like nothing in 10 years' time. Now it's a big thing, but it won't be. It won't be big forever. But if we all do, as I say, if we all do what we're supposed to be doing, then this will be short-lived, that we're safe at home. Don't forget that, you're not stuck at home, you're safe. You're preventing the national health from crashing. Not a lot to ask for, is it? Stay in, sit on the sofa and watch telly. You are saving the national health. I think the national health are heroes. I think they're angels, doctors, nurses, national health, anybody that works for them, the staff, cleaners, whoever. I think they're absolute angels, and they should have everybody's utmost respect. Absolutely utmost respect. There's been a couple of incidences which is absolutely disgusting by people. Apparently somebody tried to grab a nurse's badge so that they could go shopping on a Sunday morning. Well, fuck you, the shops are open. You go shopping if and when, but not in time when the national health people are there, and not when over 70s are there. You go shopping in your time. The shops are filling up because finally people are going shopping if and when they need it. I'm not going for 5 weeks. I don't need anything really much for 5 weeks. I may have to go if I really run out of toilet roll and milk and things like that, but I want to do my best to try and stay in for 5 weeks. But doctors, nurses, any of them, they are absolute angels. And without them, where are we? I know everybody's now singing the praises, and that's lovely and it's great and it's right, about warehouse workers, food delivery people, shop workers, somebody sat on the till, whatever, dustmen, taxi drivers, prison wardens. They're all amazing, of course they are. Anybody who does anything in the world deserves a round of applause. But doctors, nurses, national health, people like that, everybody are absolute angels, and they need 100% of our respect. It's as simple as that. Pass that message on. Okay. Long video this, I don't even know yet. Don't even know if I turned the bloody mic on. What a fool, I didn't even bother checking it. I do it automatically, but sometimes I don't do it. Wally, cockwomble. So whatever you're doing, do it safely. If you have to go out, and you shouldn't, if you have to go out, you know, try and wear a mask or scarf over your face or goggles on your eyes or latex gloves, things like that. And really, really be safe. It's so easy just to forget, just think, oh, I'll just whiz the trolley round, I'll be all right. Well, maybe you won't be. And what if you carry it and you shouldn't, but what if you carry it and you happen to see a family member and shake their hand, or touch something and they touch it? What then? And you are responsible for their death. You know, we've got to be as safe as we can possibly be, haven't we? Do everything in our power to look after ourselves, but also to look after other people. And especially your neighbours, if you're sort of friendly with your neighbours. I'm so blessed and so lucky that I moved here. I cannot believe how lucky I am. I mean, we make our own luck, but I feel very, very, very lucky to be here. I've been offered all sorts from the neighbours, and in turn I've offered all them different bits and bobs. We're going to look after each other and make sure that we're all safe, make sure we've got plenty of food and toilet rolls and things like that. So I think we're going to be absolutely fine. Okay, so we'll finish this here, but please just take note of that. What you focus on grows, you know, and that's very simple, isn't it? What you pay attention to becomes a big thing in your head. So the more you watch of all this stuff going on, the more it can upset you or whatever, you know. My real advice is to take a break, take a day or even a couple of days if you can, take a day off where you don't buy the newspaper, don't listen to the radio, don't put the telly on, don't go on Facebook, don't turn your phone on, whatever, you know. Try and take a back seat. It's not going to go away. It'll always be there. But you will feel better. You'll have that peace. Take a me day. Do a few things that are nice. You know, if you love a bubbly bath, have a bubbly bath, followed by a takeaway. Or do what I've done, order a couple of DVDs or CDs or books. You know, there's a lot that you can do when you remain indoors or in the garden. You're better off in the garden. As I say, I've been out for a long time today, hence the red face, red head and all the rest of it, but hey, that's fine. It's vitamin D, topping up your vitamin D. Vitamin C is very good and vitamin D is very good as well, you know, particularly for the immune system, so just bear that in mind. Of course, vitamin D is free, it's out there. If you can get outside in the garden. Take care. I'll be back. Well, on this, I'll be back shortly, but I'll probably finish it off Friday and then stitch it all together and put it out on Sunday evening. I got 5 meditations this week. They end on Friday, Saturday evening or Sunday evening. Makes no odds really, because a lot of people are not going to work. We might do a Sunday evening. Take care. Be safe. Be really, really safe. And be as well as you can be. Ta-da. Okay, we're going to play a little bit of music. I know you can't really see me, but hello. Okay, nice and gentle, nice and peaceful. there we go. Cheers. Hello. So I think that's going to bring us to an end of this premiere. Quite a long video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. A bit of a chill, bit of a chat. So I'm just adjusting the arm on my chair. I do like to lean, you know, slovenly I am. So thank you very much for whoever joined me. Cheers. It is appreciated, so thank you very much indeed. It just leads me to say, really, we've got a new saying now, haven't we? Things change so quickly. I think a month ago, people's Facebooks, they were all saying, be kind, because somebody committed suicide. Be kind, which is great. Of course it is. And that's absolutely right. That's changed now. I'm getting text messages daily from different people, and they all finish it with stay safe. And that's all we can do, is stay safe and hope for the best, and hope that this is short-lived, and we all come through it as well as can be expected, really. So thank you for joining me. It is appreciated, as I say, and yeah, we're off. Just thought I'd finish it by saying cheers. And whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, stay safe, all right, and be well, okay? Look after yourselves, look after each other, reach out to people, but be well. Cheers. Ta-ra.